Good morning, members of the media. Welcome to the Meet the Media session by the Chief Executive. The Chief Executive will say a few words. Thank you. Good morning. The 15th National Games to be coordinated by Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau, and the 12 National Games for persons with disabilities and the 9th National Special Olympic Games will be held soon. They will be opened on the 9th of November and 8th of December, respectively. I visited the flame lighting ceremony in Nansha on the 9th of October. I've already brought the flame back to Hong Kong. At the beginning of next month in Hong Kong, Shenzhen, Macau, and so on, there will be the torch passing ceremony. We are planning the arrangement, and the route will include the special sports culture characteristics of Hong Kong. And then the torch carriers will include people from the sports sector and other sectors. We will announce the list soon. The relevant departments have been working hard for 2 years. The games are all ready to start, and all the various testing events have been completed with success. And we have already worked out detailed arrangements for all the events that we expect. About 4,000 athletes and delegates, media, and so on will take part in the games or cover the games. And there will be hundreds of thousands of spectators locally and overseas. And the mainland too, and we will make the various security arrangements such as crowd control, security control, and so on. We have also inspected the various event venue as well as hotels. We have formulated transportation plans. We have also formed the largest volunteer team in Hong Kong to support the games. There will be over 16,000 volunteers ranging from 15 years old to 80 years old. They are from all walks of life. They will be serving at different positions for the games. I am deeply grateful to them for their volunteer service. The Hong Kong will send 600 athletes to take part in 28 events of the 15th National Games. This is the largest team we have formed so far. Tomorrow, I will preside over a ceremony to form this team, and I will rally on the team on behalf of members of the public. I hope we will all take part actively in the games. We must show our hospitality, and we must show us as a international mega events city, so that we could together run a successful games. And then the first Chinese Medicine Hospital and Chinese Medicine Testing Center will be commissioned in phases starting from the 11th of November. And then the Health Bureau will be announcing the arrangements for the hospital in a press conference this week. And there will be a host of publicity activities before the commissioning of the hospital, so that we could raise public awareness about the hospital. Now, this will be a flagship organization for promoting traditional Chinese medicine. It will provide medical service, teaching, research, and then it will engage in research, as I mentioned. So the Chinese Medicine Hospital shows our commitment to promote the development of Chinese medicine. It's an 7-year process of preparation and construction. The project is funded by the government, and the project is supervised by the Health Bureau. And then we have engaged the Baptist University to run the hospital in a totally new model. And then there will be a public-private partnership and there will also be collaboration between Chinese and Western medicines. The Chinese Medicine Hospital will make the most of our health institution, regulatory practices, and so on. And then they will also leverage on the different advantages we have as in terms of higher education, connection with the world, and so on. The hospital will provide a diversity of quality Chinese medicine services to the public. In the first year of commissioning, the hospital will provide day outpatient service as well as a day hospital service. And when the hospital is fully functional, there will be 400 beds. The outpatient clinic will serve about 400,000 people each year. The hospital will provide 6 different specialties, medicine, obstetric, gynecology, acupuncture, and so on. And there will also be 12 special projects to meet the needs of the public. For example, dementia or care after stroke and so on, and also long-term pain and also preventive medicine. So, and then eventually the 12 projects will become 23 over time, and then the hospital will create new opportunities for Hong Kong. There are 3 universities with Chinese medicine faculty, that is the Chinese University, Baptist University, and Hong Kong University. The hospital authority will also work with the Chinese medicine clinics in 18 districts. There will be synergy. The Chinese Medicine Hospital will become the teaching hospital for the 3 universities. It will also be the place for students to practice and serve their internship. And then together with the universities, the hospital will help to nurture more talents for Hong Kong. The Chinese Medicine Hospital will have international recognition at a high standard. There will be evidence-based collaboration of Chinese and Western medicine's clinical research. The Chinese Medicine Hospital will play the role of transformation. It will work with the Chinese medicine sector and stakeholders. It will lead the further enhancement of Chinese medicine standards and standards of medical services. And then we will also help the country to take Chinese medicine to go global. Now, Hong Kong has a unique advantage of being an international window, so we'll help the country to take Chinese medicine global. So people outside of the country will learn how the advantages of Chinese medicine. We'll promote the development of Chinese drugs, and then there will be collaboration between Chinese and Western medicines and research in this area. We will work with the various academic sectors and so on overseas to work with the hospital. There are mainland hospitals and German hospitals that have started a strategic cooperation with the Chinese Medicine Hospital, and we will also explore further opportunities globally. Now, this will be an important year for the development of the of Chinese medicine. Now, the Chinese testing and certification sector, Chinese medicine testing and certification sector will be open, and the Chinese Medicine Hospital will open, and then we'll be publishing a blueprint on the development on Chinese medicine in the medium and long term. We could then pass on the wisdom of Chinese medicine. We'll leverage on resources on the mainland, and then with Chinese medicine, we'll help the public to enjoy better quality in medical services. And then we will turn Hong Kong into a bridgehead for taking Chinese medicine global. Thank you.
I now open the floor for questions. Please identify your media outlet and limit yourself to 2 questions. In the second row on the left, the lady. Good morning, Chief Executive. I'm from Cable TV. At least 12 legislators have announced that they would not seek re-election. Quite a lot of them are above the age of 70. Will this age cap be extended to other civil servants, or even the Chief Executive or other public officers? What about the Executive Council? Will there be any change in the membership of the Executive Council? It is said that there will be ratings for public officers. Would that affect the re-election of legislators? Next, in relation to MIC, there have been water seepage and screws being cut short in light public housing. Is it because of a rush in the construction projects leading to such a situation? How are you going to allay the concerns of the public? The AST inspected the site, then this incident came to light. Does it mean that the reporting mechanism isn't ideal? Thank you. Any reshuffle in an organization is normal. Individual legislators said that they would not seek re-election of the next term of the council. They come from different age groups. There are those in their 30s, in their 40s, and in their 70s. There are different reasons, say family reasons, and some want to focus on their professions. Some want to pursue further academic studies, and some want to pass on to the next generations. These are their individual decisions. I respect their decisions. I value opinions of the legislators in the council. In the policy address every year, we take on board a lot of proposals and views of legislators. I thank the legislators of the current term. I thank them for their contributions to Hong Kong. The current term Legislative Council is pragmatic and efficient. It is also effective in passing bills. In the current term, a total of 130 bills have been passed, an increase of 60% year on year. A lot of difficult-to-handle bills were also passed, including the National Security Law Bill. We have fulfilled our constitutional responsibility that we hadn't been able to complete for 26 years. The Basic Housing Units Bill has also been passed. We have managed to eradicate the issue of substandard subdivided units in relation to ride-hailing services. This week, the Road Traffic Amendment Ride-Hailing Service Bill will also be resumed. If it is built, we will be able to address the problem that has been around for 20 years. The nomination period of the next term of the Legislative Council will start on the 24th of October. I appeal to those who are passionate about the city to run for election. I also call on the public to cast their votes. The government will ensure the election will be carried out in a fair and just manner. The current Legislative Council term will come to an end soon. In the general election of the Legislative Council, some legislators have chosen not to seek re-election, and this is different from the Executive Council. Members of the Executive Council have the same tenure, that is 5 years, until the 30th of June 2027. No members of the Executive Council said that they would resign from their membership before the end of the current term. Regarding construction issues of light public housing, first of all, I must stress if these construction issues happen in traditional housing, say for holes in the wall, there's a new pipe without the filling of the hole. These are substandard construction issues. They have to do with craftsmanship. That's why construction works in the construction sites must meet the standard in order to ensure the same problem won't happen again. MIC is a safe approach. It meets high-level standard as well. The government has set up a special investigation task group to investigate these issues. We can't let the same problem happen once again. We also need to enhance supervision. Government teams have already enhanced inspections more frequently and more rigorously. Contractors are also responsible. They need to engage a consultant to independently supervise the projects. Efforts need to be enhanced in these aspects. Contractors have the responsibility for making sure the craftsmanship is up to standard. That's why a remedial plan will have to be proposed. We also need to make up for the lost time. We need to make sure the construction won't be delayed. We will also hold contractors to account. In relation to this, the government will make sure all construction works will meet the standards and safety of the construction projects. Next question, and the last row in the middle, the gentleman in gray.
Executive questions from SCMP. So first, given the potential escalation of the China-US tariff war, how do you evaluate its impact on Hong Kong and what is the government's plan to cope with it? Will Financial Secretary meet with US officials during his trip to Washington this week, and whether the tariff war is on his agenda? And secondly, regarding several lawmakers aged over 70 declared not to run for re-election. So will this set a precedent and constitutional convention, not just for lawmakers, but also for government officials with an age limit of 70? Thank you.
In response to the uncertainties brought about by the US weaponization of tariffs, the Hong Kong government's stance is to closely monitor the situation, respond pragmatically, and safeguard Hong Kong's rights and interests. Last time, after the US has indicated that it will increase tariffs, I have immediately announced 7 measures. Experience has proven these 7 measures are appropriate and effective, and we will continue to make big efforts to implement them. They are: 1, fully seize the national development opportunities. 2, strengthening international exchanges and cooperation to explore new markets. 3rd, accelerating industrial upgrading and transformation by developing high value-added, innovation-driven economic models. 4th, intensify efforts to develop technological innovation, attract top-tier talents, strengthen Hong Kong's competitiveness continuously. 5th, vigorously advance international financial cooperation and attract investments and capital. 6th, seize the world's major trend of geographical risk diversification to attract foreign companies and capitals to establish in Hong Kong. 7th, continue to provide support to help Hong Kong enterprises. The recently released policy address has proposed a set of 11 multi-pronged measures to support SMEs. Hong Kong entrepreneurs are agile. Many of them have diversified their production lines to different places to mitigate the risk of tariff weaponization. Over the past 3 years, talents, companies, and capitals have continuously flown into Hong Kong. Hong Kong's global competitiveness has risen by 4 places, now ranking 3rd globally. Hong Kong is also the world's freest economy. Coupled with a simple and low-tax regime, a safe and stable business-friendly environment, there are a lot of relative strengths that Hong Kong has, which will support the sustained development of the economy and our trade. Furthermore, many enterprises have shifted their strategic focus to proactively tap into emerging markets rather than concentrating on a single country. Hong Kong serves as a good platform for many enterprises to go global, and Hong Kong will have boundless business opportunities and benefits as a result. The policy address has seized this opportunity, and I have asked to establish the Global Task Force. And this Global Task Force was launched very quickly last week. This task force will proactively encourage many enterprises to use Hong Kong as a springboard to expand globally. The task force will create win-win opportunities for both Hong Kong and the mainland. Hong Kong has weathered countless storms. We enjoy both the China advantage and the global advantage at the same time under the one country, two systems principle. In fact, despite the tariff war, Hong Kong's economy recorded a real growth of 3.1% in the first half of this year. As long as we work together to embrace change and also strive for innovation, Hong Kong's opportunities will outweigh challenges. Our economy will maintain positive growth, and we shall achieve our forecast of 2 to 3% positive growth this year. So be confident, but we need to innovate and work together. Regarding legislative election, it is normal for any organization to see change of personnel during a change of term. I noticed that a number of legislative members, current legislative members, have expressed their decision not to run in the next legislative election. They come from different age groups, some in their 30s, some in their 40s, some in their 70s. They have told their own reasons, such as family reasons, wish to focus more on matters they care about or academic pursuits, or the desire to pass on the torch to the newcomers. These are their personal choices. I respect their decisions. I've always attached great importance to the opinions of legislative members. Every year, my policy address incorporates many of the suggestions of legislative members. I thank them for their work during the term and their contributions to Hong Kong. The current legislature has been scrutinizing bills in a pragmatic and efficient manner. During its 4-year session, the legislature has passed some 130 bills, representing an increase of over 60% compared to the same period of the previous term. It also has addressed issues that had been long unresolved for years. The executive and the legislature jointly fulfill our constitutional responsibility that had remained unfilled for more than 26 years by unanimously passing the Safeguarding National Security Ordinance. Furthermore, LegCo passed the Basic Housing Units Ordinance, working with the government to resolve a long-standing issue of substandard subdivided flats. Additionally, the second reading on the bill to regulate ride-hailing will consume this week. If passed, it will solve the issue of unregulated online ride-hailing that has been a problem for the city for over 10 years. The nomination period for the 8th Legislative Council election will begin on the 24th of this month. I encourage patriots who have affection for the country and our city, and who possess talent and are committed to serving Hong Kong to actively seek nomination and register to run. I also urge voters to vote in the election. The government will ensure the election is fair, impartial, honest, safe, and orderly. Thank you.
好，仲有一條提問。
Last question. On the right, the last row, the lady reporter. I'm from Now TV. Good morning. Now there are a number of legislators over 70 years old announcing not to rerun, and so does it mean that 70 years of age will be the line? Will there be the same age limit for future government officials? Now there are a large number of legislators not rerunning, so there will be you're worried that may affect the executive legislature relationship. And then during the Golden Week, there were tourists damaging the environment, such as Sharp Island, the damaging of coral reefs, and so on. So how are you going to enforce the law, and will you impose crowd control? And then there are signs, temporary signs to remind tourists who will consider something more systematic in future. Now, it is only normal that there is a change of personnel when there is general election. As I mentioned, legislators have announced they won't rerun come from different age groups. Some are in their 30s, some are in their 40s, and others in their 70s. And they've also explained the reasons why they are not seeking re-election. There may be personal reasons, such as family reasons, or some want to pursue matters close to their heart. Some want to pursue academic research, and some want to pass on the torch. Or in any organization, when there's a change of term, there may be a change of personnel. So it's the case with the Legislative Council, it's the case with any other bodies. And there are always newcomers replacing incumbent personnel. So for different bodies, in particular the Legislative Council, it is important for their operation, and it's important that we train new blood. And then we can pass on the torch. And then we'll also allow different individuals to contribute to the community by tapping into their talent. This is a positive development. Now, people of different ages are able to contribute through their strengths. So, as long as someone loves the country and Hong Kong, someone is a patriot, and if he or she believes that she is capable, I will encourage them to run in the election. From the point of view of the government, we want to see continuous development of our institution. And we want to help legislators to perform their duties so they could scrutinize bills and offer their views. Well, the government actually attaches great importance to the views of legislators. We take on board their views in our policy addresses, and then on various bills we also listen to their views and then submit amendments. there could be a bill with over 100 amendments is possible. So for those with abilities and who want to serve the community, I hope they will run in the election. It is very important that they do so, because all important government policies and bills must be scrutinized by the legislature. And then if they put forward views asking for amendments on bills, well, actually at the end it will benefit the community as a whole. So that's why I hope people will consider actively to run in the election, and I also hope the public will vote in the election. Now, in past periods, many visitors came to Hong Kong, and before the Golden Week started, the Chief Secretary already coordinated the efforts of different departments to make sure that there is order, the safety, and there will be good experience for visitors. I think during the Golden Week, we're able to achieve our intended objectives. Of course, in Hong Kong, we have many appealing places to visitors, say in terms of our natural habitat and so on. Now, we care very much about environmental protection. We will step up our management. We'll make sure that our environment is protected, and at the same time, we'll strike a balance. Now, on days where we expect a large crowds of visitors, we will make advanced planning that will include popular tourist spots in the countryside. There will be joint efforts by different departments. We'll also put up more signs to ask the visitors to care about environment. And then the government will also carry out cleaning operations. We'll crack down on unlawful acts as well. We will also step up nature conservation. The Revenue Department will assess the capacity of different spots. There will be they will then put in place management measures and regulation measures. There will also be long-term planning for the management of visitors at popular spots. We will also step up protection of marine habitat. The AFCD is conducting a full-scale study at important ecological sites. They will consider whether it's possible to include them in protected marine parks. Now, education publicity, of course, important. So through on social media, we will publicize the message of protecting the environment to visitors. AFCD will use various channels to appeal to visitors to follow the requirements of protecting our habitats. The AFCD has taken targeted action. For example, for Shop Island, they will target kaito operators, diving clubs or scuba diving clubs and visitors, and publicize the important message of protecting marine habitats and organisms. And there will be regulated scuba diving activities. The government will strike a balance between nature conservation and tourism promotion. Thank you. Thank you. That's the end of the session today. Thank you.